It's you again. What is it? And that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you locker room talk. What are you, fucking brain dead? I've been to plenty of... What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like?
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little...
Funny. No, alright. Fucking righty then. I guess it's good.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of...
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. What kind of pro? Y'all saying she's a hook?
No, he's not saying that. Forget about it.
Yeah, maybe. That is. You can say that again, cop.
Here we go. Bump it hard.
You just gonna leave a fella hanging like that?
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump hard.
Who are these people?
What is wrong with you? You would have made friends for life. These guys will never forget.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired.
You know what? I am tired. Next time you see her, tell her.
This is the petulant rage.
That lying, scamming.
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can.
What is this quiet funeral shit?
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy, Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. Outside in the evening light, ruin.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to...
The man's fists under the table are balled.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
It wasn't that. It wasn't...
That's it. That's the weak one.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm, a Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the...
Dennis! Stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo! Angie, where's your goddamn...
I left it home. I can't get it.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Ever.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions? He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of...
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies.
'Cause the girls asked us to.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girls...
He doesn't think she did. Or at least...
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hookers.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on, but we went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole. Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. Me too.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Nah, he's my brother.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she... They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for...
That's all he knows.
And why would you help someone like that?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's not yet. Just some ideas. I'm thinking someone's...
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shop.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. In a manner of... We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him. Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klaus. You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go...
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it.
She... Clausia came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when they're... That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a...
We'll take that into account.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed.
I understand. I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
If you knew we would find out eventually.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were...
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and the Pale, the Marine, the conference centers, the people who are angry at her.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. It is. They're after me. And they have friends in the moral intern. Some...
What happens if they...
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to... It's not nice, but it's not illegal.
What exactly?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention... With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with.
I need the names of the companies involved, and who hired you.
The job was Luz doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the loose conglomerate. That was the second job.
But she really...
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too.
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbag, and the popular Papa.
It is. Many people lost their jobs, not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
One of them killed themselves because of me. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? There you have it. The way of the warrior.
Around her, a drop in the atmospheric pressure. Not long from now, she's already in prison here for what happened.
We were there. Together. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I turned back to him.
A great pain moves through.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I waited for the second shot to come.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burnt.
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact...
It's okay. Were you in...
Not as much as usual. He'd done a lot.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his...
Did you hear or see?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's...
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. There is... Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
Ruby?
Ruby.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things...
This Ruby, in her phrasing...
Would you say she is the...
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the
to produce lividity.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this...
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere, lying around. Close to her hand.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms. I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration.
She's getting scared now. Of you.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All that so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't...
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing because I'm an idiot.
Which is an idiot? She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, he kept throwing stones at him for 3 days.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. Oh God, that was a lie too. She did, of course.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother,
You should have another look at that window after this. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your... She nods, silently. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? No, that won't be necessary. Just, this guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully. As you look back, you think, so love, if it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot, no. Communism killed him. She's silent. Remember this silence. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted.
yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or easier that way. I don't know.
You do not know. A wind of needles. Who knows?
Officer.
Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest, see?
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to common server. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just...
Falsified document.
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't...
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid...
She fears an arrest right here and now.
West of the boardwalk. In the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first... It's useless.
The lieutenant may...
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name. Jims or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of most...
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember...
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem more...
I am. They can never take my sash and my...
Yes, they can. For lying. She nods. Her back straight. Ready for whatever is next.
I did. What is this? I called your desk, or... There was an older woman on the other end.
That is the emergencies desk. Anyone could know that, sire. By looking around.
What time did you...
Thursday night.
It checks out.
She stands before you, holding her...
But I haven't done anything. And I think...
Failure to a... Fucking mind games. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no. I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it?
She's silent for a second, as if gearing up for this.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. When I started spending time with Leslie, she told me to end it.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically...
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly.
This is just an...
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Leslie was dead. She wasn't surprised at all.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after her?
She came over one night. Drunk. Said she'd turn my life into a living hell. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line.
Some of that fare is still... What are you talking about? She's a
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? She could have come to the roof through that.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone...
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna.
Okay, don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you.
Something tells you, you will.
There may be grounds here.
A little whimper. The young woman hears. She nods.
Okay.
She slowly... You are. This is not the end of...
Lies.
Yes, we do. She slowly... The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. This window is pristine on the inside. This window is pristine. Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your... Like the witness said, the man is kneeling. The man looks directly at the woman. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. 72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the none that you've found thus far. But that's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime, 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made 1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the...
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. Something cracked. It is an unbelievable...
Nice.
Filling you with a...
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain, at least. Would it... I don't know about that.
It totally was. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman. Right.
You can barely see through. Better not. The footprints on the floor, however.
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. You clearly see footprints in the down...
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else, 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage.
This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, leading to this prints, officer. Could be the prints of our killer. And if not?
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Soul could...
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. No, these little horizontal lines are different.
Everything around you is quiet. Over there, in the corner, not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball.
The pinball machine? Gordy's Goats, a classic. A little.
Feels like a lot.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. Reed, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill. The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb. The peak of the mountain is at the top. Areas around the playfield represent... It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to go.
I feel sorry for the gods. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was. The kind of a guy who uses an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall. He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids too. But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. Suddenly, a special passage maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit. The words "Pale Rupture" light up on the...
Congratulations. This is where the game ends.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. This can be navigated. The ball, you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat...
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. It killed its... There goes nothing. Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41. You see a heavy steel door with...
There must be a key somewhere.
This small elevator smells of the maintenance card under the... This elevator must have been used to transport pinball machines to and from the up. There are large rectangular buttons.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. No, it was maintained in 88 of the... No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about this back... Seems so, although it's pretty quaint.
So this is where they brought 40 pin... The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22.
A creek.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main...
I was...
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right? Cool. Now, what can I do for you? Hey,
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit. Get with—
How many times?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you're making her a Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation...
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how...
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is back. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a...
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place.
Wait. Suddenly you are digging things?
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Even the rain feels nice. Trust me, you do. That's nice, but I don't have anything to...
He takes another drag of his downstairs, a cat cross...
Besides...
He's going to leave you alone again.
To the city.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the... Something flutters in the corner.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Who knows, detective? It's, different, of course. Something so mysterious about the way he talks. Very. Come on, detective, let's go.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in superior, but he's not.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super.
Hanging? What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should...
Oh yes, my friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. That's really all I can tell you about it.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
I'm sorry to say I did.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him...
Because I did it? Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that...
He holds out his hands and...
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. That's when I understood. I should not be seen.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done, detective.
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer. The economy impacts the entire international community. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. You could say I'm undoing some of the material. Yes, as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur. La communauté internationale is what Rivacholians colloquially call, it is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the, which is essential.
Basically, it makes sure the price of...
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation, but not too far below. No. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefit. A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our it's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International.
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides dumb.
But of course, because moralists believe in a normal, stable world.
Me? I'm a lieutenant of the RCM.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant is practiced in the army.
The Occident is part of the normal world. Martinez? No. Rivachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, but they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking. Do you think peace is boring? What about prosperity? Exactly. I don't find it boring. I find it fulfilling. Peace is what allows... Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Because a great percentage of Rivachol's culture hails from
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone.
Oranje is an exemplary name. As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight. Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced... About what? Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean.
If he knows so much about Oranje, maybe...
Whatever you wish, officer. A fugitive?
Hypothetically speaking, you might add.
Well, I would say that... What sort of a fugitive are we talking about here? That could be quite bad, depending on what sort of place you're talking about. Well, burglary is a... Now, was there something else you wanted? Oh, that's unusual. Well, certainly one cannot rely simply on generalized... And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. Lely? That's an... he was a soldier. Aha! A condottiere. Yes. It's hard to believe they still exist. Extremely distasteful, suffice it to say.
That's because the...
Officer, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. So you spoke with the victim?
The man gives the lieutenant raises. Your partner's doing you a favor by pretending not to have heard your...
It's the responsibility of any good welfare state to take care of its most unfortunate citizens. Every one of us has our role to play. That is extremely unfortunate. Yes, but rest assured, the Oranjese government has committed to producing a... Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. See? That's the kind of progress that the moral intern... Oh, great shame, yes. Which is why the work of the moral intern is so... As I said, the loss of any life, I do hope you're able to bring... my friend. My friend is a good young man. His Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. That it's never going to happen. They enter EPIS is a very special program developed by the moral intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a...
God, yes. Sweet stand.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union. Why? It stands for progress and stability. Like, it's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. A supranational political... You mean Rivachol? No. It's one day going to be a candidate member. No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have... But we were talking about my friend here. How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola. Oil platforms ablaze in the night. Civil wars lasting for... Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Sorry. Who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. He's deeply enmeshed in the study. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the... I'm just enjoying the view. Listen.
A baby is crying in the neighboring...
No, the Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. But the million real view stays. My friend comes and goes. I'm sure I'm all ears, officer. A moment. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to...
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in...
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space.
A weathered brown door. Something smells good. The lieutenant... This is the door. You already know it's the right door.
You're right. Let's talk this.
You hear light footsteps.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all luck now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's off dead. Just don't say that you know how they feel.
Good advice. The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello?
And someone turns down the radio.
The police. A moment, please give us...
Tidying up. There's fear in her.
Come in, the door...
It's you, from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glass. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it? How have I been? You're not here to discuss me.
Can't write a scene.
People got to eat. But it's me, Victor, and the kids. They came home later. The girls are staying at their friend's place. He has a He's probably in the box drinking with... No, I guess I'll find out. It shouldn't be long from... Oh, It's in
Central Jamrock.
I think
It is.
just to return a book of mine.
Do something? Break something?
Yes. His old leather jacket. It's just your average. Yes. The lining.
She folds. Here it comes. She looks up. Too anxious. You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just... How long had he...
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with...
Here.
No, no. I just need to tell...
It burns.
God. Should...
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Just tell me, what do...
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral.
A very good call.
Is there anything else?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. Thank you.
These are her last reserves of strength.
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name. They'll manage.
They have to. It's not...
That's it. We should get back. Let's go.
Kuno care? The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking had one thing. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit? He's a jack. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too...
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Yeah? That shit means nothing to... You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly Union cow fucker?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy.
Curious, my liege. Why did...
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today.
Still, seems suspicious.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this cunt?
He says you're stupid.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of... You're...
Get lost!
The fuck do you good call? Kuno...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? No, and I doubt they'll get back to me before 50...
In the cabin. The old woman still. The buzz of electric lights.
Yes, I got my suggestion.
Waves are beginning to die down.
The trap is off. A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall. With another 7 a cold... There's some tip. worn by element. An old door worn by elements.
From here to the wiring.
Is there something here that would indicate?
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person to warm his hands before pulling the trigger. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2. It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even those? A smoking assailant who failed.
Still, you felt it was important enough to make a mental note. That means there, 1.2 kilometers, a glowing light on the 3rd floor. A metal and plastic contraption.
That over there. Must be the boy
Ooh. Hidden. You lift the boy out of the water without the number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic.
Simple construction. Very.
There's something in there. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A shot glass's worth of seawater.
Well, damn. We still got here too late. There's nothing of you. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope. That may very well be the case.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the... It's getting late, and it's...
Good night, officer.